This is Roger Struckoff with Syscon TV. We're at Cloud Expo East in New York 2014, and I'm with Erik Levitt from Open Data Centers. They just had an announcement about public and private cloud. I'm not the expert on it. Erik is. Welcome to the program. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's great to be here. We just completed our rollout of our first public and private cloud offerings, which are a combination of public, hybrid, and private cloud. Our focus has really been on providing a secure, reliable infrastructure across multiple data centers across the country, in fact. And our focus is really on providing enterprises a 100% uptime for their cloud-based applications.
You know, we were talking a little bit before the camera was rolling about pricing structures, and I think we can get to that in a bit because I think that's important to you. Let's talk about the customers a little bit first, and you know how they're driving your announcement today. You know, why are you migrating the way you're doing things? You know, who are your customers, and what are they telling you?
We have a number of healthcare service providers, financial services customers, other enterprise clients, construction firms, light manufacturing that are all interested in the offering or are already using the offering, as well as certain telecommunications companies for some of their back office processing facilities. And those migrate very well with our existing carrier and enterprise customers. And they're either leveraging the private cloud for dedicated static computing capability, or the public cloud for the dynamic computing capability and the lower pricing structure.
Okay. Now he promised he was going to lecture a little bit about the nature of public and private cloud. So I think you have something all ready to go. So let's hear the lecture.
Well, I'd hesitate to say it's a lecture. I don't know how many of the viewers actually like their college experience, but obviously
I liked mine, but it was 100 years ago.
Well, I happen to have enjoyed my college experience too. We've been discussing a great deal about the nature of private versus public cloud. What the differences are, security practices, how the interests of the individual customers reflect how they choose between public and private, or whether they elect both.
Okay.
So certainly there's a pricing component. We typically are starting our private cloud offerings in the $50 a month range for 2 cores, whereas the public cloud offerings are in the $15 to $20 a month range. And the other thing that we're offering, which kind of brings us back to 1964, so we're kind of back 50 years, is really time sharing. That notion of being able to deliver computing power on an hourly basis. So our customers can actually they can spin up a template hypervisor, bring it online from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., for example, and subsequently spin that down and just pay for that time span, for that 10-hour time span.
Well, I'm thinking about the time sharing and going back to 1964, which as far as technology goes, I don't remember. I was just a little kid then. Back then, though, the time sharing was you were dealing to the guys, and they were all guys in white coats who told you how it was going to be. These days, the customers, it's more like, I'm guessing they're telling you how it's going to be. You're not telling them. And so the modern era time sharing, what is it? You're delivering flexibility. Is that a good way to look at it?
We've created templates with our vendor partners, of course. We've created templates that support any flavor of operating system. I suppose DOS 3.3 isn't supported, but we can't run Word perfect.
Can I run CPM?
Ooh, CPM! Wow. I think I had a card for that on my Apple IIc. But so, barring CPM, and we don't have a template for COBOL CICS yet. I'm sure our friends at IBM do, but we do, for VM, but we do have a variety of flavors of Linux, Debian, CentOS, Red Hat, various flavors of Windows, going back from 2003 to 2012 R2.
Yeah.
So that level of flexibility of the operating system is there, as well as the flexibility to provide the hardware definitions and the disk definitions that people want, because some folks are looking for very structured, very reliable storage, whereas people who are looking for dynamic compute are really looking at mostly needing the CPU power, and they're effectively going to delete this image at the end of the day anyway. So they're really looking at, give me the cheapest disk possible because it only has to exist for 12 hours.
Yeah.
So you have storage flexibility, you need computing flexibility to be able to add processing power and add memory on demand, and that's really where there's been a substantial difference from, time sharing of old. In the sense that you can really turn on and off the hardware, as opposed to just creating these environments where you're borrowing time sharing. You're actually creating the environment, and that's the main difference. And obviously there are a lot of differences in the last 5 decades,
but fundamental approach to it. And I think it's cool, and I'm sure everyone who's watching this will. And they're going to want to know more. So I've been sitting here with Erik Levitt from Open Data Centers. How do they contact your company? What's the best way for them to contact you, or the best people for them to contact at your company?
Well, ODC sales at opendatacenters.net. Our website is www.opendatacenters.net. Our sales number is 212-796-5502. And we always have humans available to talk to anybody that would like to buy any of our services.
Real human beings available. Thank you for joining us, Erik. Thank you for watching. For Syscon TV, this is Roger Struckoff.